Alright guys, you have this foldable down below to download if you need it. If you were at school and you're watching this because you're on a hybrid day, I gave you a copy of this. If you don't have it again, you're just going to need to write down these 6 problems on, let's see what page number we're on because I'm not sure. On page 9 is where you'll need to write this down. So here's page 9, 2.2, solving equations. We're going to finish that today. We're going to do work over that today. So if you need to, write down these 6 problems in here. Again, this should be a review, but it may not be. So if you have the foldable, we're going to fold it in half. Not completely in half, just so the words right there, solving multi-step equations, are sticking out. Okay. We're going to talk about variables on the same side and variables on both sides. And I'm going to cut this on the dashed line, but I'm not going to cut all the way through. I don't want the whole thing to be cut, just so it makes a foldable here. Okay. So we're going to start with variables on the same side. We talked a couple of days ago about combining like terms. That's how we're going to work with variables that are on the same side. We are going to have to put them together like they are like terms. So I'm actually going to take a highlighter and highlight if I have any like terms. I'm going to look at the left side specifically. We'll see if I have any on the right. So on the left side here, I have a 3x. And remember, like terms are something that have a variable and the coefficient, the variable and the exponent in common. So I also have plus 2x. So I'm actually going to need to combine those first. That's going to be my first step. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. Okay, and I've taken care of these, so I'm going to kind of cross them out just to let me know I've done that. All right, I'm going to bring down the minus 4 equals 36. Okay, I do not have any more like terms, which means this is just like a 2-step equation that we dealt with yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides. And I have 5x equals 36 plus 4 is 40. If I make a math mistake, always let me know, because sometimes I add wrong or something. I know, you're thinking your algebra teacher adds wrong. Yeah, sometimes I do. Alright, now I'm going to divide by 5. And 40 divided by 5 is x equals 8. So I have my answer there. You also remember, just to let you know, if you ever need to, you can go back and check and see if this is right. So I'm going to check it right here. 3 times 8 minus 4 plus 2 times 8. And we want to know if that really equals 36. And I can plug that in my calculator. Remember, you can have a calculator on your phone or on the computer or wherever. I showed you how to do that. 3 parentheses 8 minus 4 plus 2 parentheses 8 is 36, which is what I wanted. So I did do this correct. Good. I'm not going to check them all. I'm just going to check that one. Right, number 2. Write it down if you haven't. Maybe pause the video and try this one on your own. We're looking for like terms. I have 12x, negative 3x. That's 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 is 9x. Okay. I have positive 9 and positive 5. They're both on the left side, so I'm just combining them. 9 plus 5 is 14, so plus 14 equals negative 49. Again, it's now like a 2-step problem. It's a 2-step equation. I'm going to go ahead and box these in so you know where they came from. This was from the combining of the x's. This was from combining 9 and 5, the numbers or the constants. All right, so I'm going to do the opposite of plus 14, which is minus 14. So 9x equals, I need a calculator for that because sometimes like I said, make mistakes. Negative 49 minus 14 is negative 63. Okay, divide by 9. X equals, and I'm pretty sure it's negative 7, but maybe I should check. Negative 7. Okay. There we go. So we're going to combine like terms on the same side, then work it like a two-step equation. Number 3. This one's a little different because I have parentheses. You've learned about the distributive property. You should have learned about it last year. You might have learned about it before last year, but you definitely did it last year. That's the first thing we have to take care of, is this here. We are going to bring the 3x down. The 3x does not matter in this situation yet. We need to take the 5 and multiply it to each term inside of the parentheses. So 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, and bring down equals 14. So if there are parentheses, the first thing you need to do is distribute. But this extra piece, if it's in front or behind, it just gets brought down, okay? Now, like terms, 3x and 5x. 3x plus 5x is 8x. Minus 10 equals 14. I just bring down the negative 10 because it does not have any like terms, okay? Now, add 10 to both sides. 8x equals 24. Divide by 8. X equals 3. Again, you can check if you need to. Anytime we have notes with a summary box, we are going to make a sentence or a couple of sentences, some steps of what we did, how we solved these. So the first thing we did on these is if there are parentheses, then distribute. We only had to do that on one of them, but anytime we see parentheses, we're going to distribute. Lost the ability to say the word distribute. Okay, then we are going to combine like terms on the same side. Next, we are going to solve the two-step equation, and they've all turned into two-step equations. Sometimes they might even just turn into a one-step equation. That's how we solve equations with variables on the same side. Now we're going to talk about solving equations with variables on both sides, okay? So if you don't have a printer, you have written down 1, 2, and 3, and you've written down the summary underneath it. And now we're going to work on 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Great. All right, here's what we're going to do on problems where we have variables on both sides. We're going to highlight the variables that are the same. They are on different sides, so we are no longer now actually just adding or subtracting the like terms. We are moving them over by doing opposite operations. And I want us to go ahead and put the variables on the left side. So this is a positive 4x. In order to get it to the left side, I'm going to subtract it. So I have negative 2x minus 4x, which is negative 6x. Bring down plus 15 equals 39. Is now a two-step equation. It's now something you've done before. So we're going to subtract the 15. 39 minus 15 is 24. So negative 6x equals 24. Divide by negative 6. And x equals negative 4. I can plug this back in to check, and I'm going to on this one, but I want the rest of them. I'm going to check. Negative 2 times negative 4 plus 15 should be the same as 4 times negative 4 plus 39. And we're going to type them both in and see what we get. Clear all this out. Negative 2 times negative 4 plus 15 is 23. And 4 times negative 4 plus 39 is 23. We have done it correctly. It's a good idea to go back and check them if you need to. Okay. Number 5. I would start working on this one on your own. This one's a little more complicated, and you're going to see why in just a minute. So we're working when we have variables on both sides. Okay, and a minute ago we did it when we have them on the same side. On the left here, we do not have any like terms. But on the right side, we do. If we have like terms, we need to put those together first and then move things to the right side or to the correct side. So I'm going to just bring down 13x minus 5 equals, and I'm going to bring down plus 37. But I need to do 10x minus 4x. And 10x minus 4x is 6x. Okay. Now we're going to do what we talked about a moment ago. Now we have an x on the left and an x on the right. I'm going to move over this 6x by subtracting it so that my x's are on the left-hand side. And this is kind of in the way for this one. Okay, 13x minus 6x is 7x. Minus 5, I'm bringing that down, equals 37. I brought that down as well. Again, it is now a two-step equation. Add 5. 7x equals 37 plus 5 is 42. Divide by 7. X equals 6. There you go. I'm going to draw a nice line here so we know which problem is which, since I kind of bled over into the other problem. I want you to try number 6 on your own. And there it is. So pause it, try it on your own. Okay, the first thing we're going to need to do on this one is what we did up above. If you have parentheses, you have to take care of those first by distributing. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times negative 1 is 7. We have parentheses over here as well. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Okay, now it is an equation with variables on both sides. Negative 7x and negative 5x. We need to move the 5x over by doing the opposite, positive when we move it. Negative 7x plus 5x is negative 2x plus 7, bring that down, equals 25. Again, it's now a two-step equation. So subtract 7, negative 2x equals 25 minus 7 is 18. Divide by negative 2, and x equals negative 9. Okay? We're going to write a summary. Just like before. I'm going to open it kind of as a reference. So, if there are parentheses, then distribute. If there are like terms, on the same side, then combine. Move variables by using inverse operations, like add, subtract, multiply, divide. To the left side. And then solve the two-step equation. Make sure you can actually see this. Write that in your summary, as your summary. We're going to glue this in your notebook. While you're getting ready to glue this in your notebook, today's homework is that 2.2 solving equations, but it's the solving multi-step equations one. If you are watching this because you downloaded it because you don't have internet, you're going to do it on the worksheet and type it in on Edulastic when you get back to class. But otherwise, finish that. There will be a Google Meet for you. Remember, join those Google Meets if you need help. If you don't need help, just work on your problems. You don't have to join the Google Meet unless you would like to. I'll be working with you and the students in class at the same time, so keep that in mind while you are participating in the Google Meet. Go ahead and glue this in on page 9. There's your title for page 9. We're still going to be doing equations, so we're not going to write this in here yet because we're going to do some more on Monday. Tomorrow you're taking a quiz that will post on Friday for you. It's 2.1 to 2.2 quiz. I don't want you to use your notebook, so please do not. Try the best you can. Ask me if you have questions, but it is a quiz, it is for grade. And I'll see you guys on Monday.